Work for Europe. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody. Matt's not here tonight, unfortunately. He had something come up, but me and Albert are here.
Good evening.
Good evening, Albert. You are running a little bit late, too. I think everybody's been busy these past few weeks after the show.
Yeah.
Trying to get back on track. Yeah, I spent most of the week cleaning up, reorganizing all the stuff I brought back from the show and making sure I got enough things ordered to keep me going. I got your Oxy Grip and your Scramper tool online for sale, like I promised after the shows. And what else did I do? I ordered, I got some longer pins and some longer screws for the file guides for people who want to do integral bolsters. It makes it a little bit easier.
Nice. So you can upgrade the file guide with the longer pins then.
Yeah, I just got all that set up. I got to put it online, so by the time this episode comes out, they'll be on. So you can order them as an extra.
Nice.
That was about it. Busy at my regular day job now. Everything's getting crazy with air conditioning and people getting serviced on it. How about you? You find a new shop yet? Or are you still looking?
Still looking. It's not that easy.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially in Salzburg, finding the right spot.
Yeah, we're not going to stay in Salzburg, I guess, because it's just too expensive here. At least we're not staying close to the city.
How close are you actually to the city right now where you live?
The shop is like a kilometer away from the border, from the city border, so very close.
But you live like 20 minutes away or something? Or how far do you drive?
10 minutes, 7 kilometers. Yeah. But it's way easier to find a new shop on the countryside than it is close to the city, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and with 5 power hammers running, it's probably easier to find somebody that will accept the noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so what do you think? Should we introduce our guest this week? Or make him wait?
No, let's not make him wait.
So we got Chris from Kalderum Blades. Welcome, Chris, to the show.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thanks for joining.
You changed your name. That must have been kind of tough to change something that's already been branded. What were you called before for the people who don't know?
Yeah, I was the Riegersburger Burgschmied, so the blacksmith of a castle.
Yeah, you had an awesome shop.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a castle here in Styria, and we had 2 parts. So one part was like a public forge where people could come and, like the tourists could come and see what we were doing. And the second part was a closed room in a cellar, and there we made our workshops, forged our knives and everything. It had up and downs, so one bad thing was there was a very high air humidity. So it was very wet and all the machines, all the steel rusted. It was not good for the wood, for the leather. So we always were looking for something else.
And this was a historic blacksmith shop, right?
Not really. There was, of course, a blacksmith shop before, but the last time it was written was 1525, so 500 years ago.
Wow.
And 10 years ago, I started to build everything again there. So when I came, there was nothing. I just started with it.
And now where are you located?
About 5 years ago, I bought a farmer's house, a very old farmer's house. Started to fix everything, and one part of the house is for living now, and the other part is for the forge.
Nice. So you live right in or attached to your shop?
Yes, exactly. So we had to be very careful with the power hammers. A good base and good, I don't know how you call it in English, the separation from the power hammer with the rest of the building. It was very important, as you can imagine.
Keep the noise and vibration, everything down.
Yeah, I'm very glad that it worked well. So in the living part of the house, we just hear a little bit of the power hammer, but it's okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah, Albert knows all about that.
Yeah.
You've done a few foundations.
Yeah. Can you feel the power hammer in the house? The vibrations?
We don't feel it. It's just a little bit of hearing it, the deep sound, but fortunately we don't feel it. Yeah. But Albert, I guess you're the only knifesmith in Austria who has more power hammers than I do.
I don't know. Might be.
Yeah, I have just 3, and you have 5?
5, yeah.
5, yeah. Pretty cool.
But 3 is plenty.
Yeah. I'm happy with them.
5 working power hammers, right? Not just stuffed in the corner somewhere.
No, we have 5 working power hammers, yeah, but we have 2 additional ones we're going to sell. Yeah, Kuhnreiter style power hammers. So
Oh, cool. Yeah.
the light ones, yeah. But it's
You had some-
especially important if you live next to your shop, right? That the insulation and everything works flawlessly. Because if you're cooking in the kitchen, all the tableware starts flying around because someone else is forging in your shop. I guess it's even more important than when you have just a standard shop somewhere out where no one lives. So it's because you live right next to your shop, right? In the farmer's
Exactly.
house.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the power hammer are the only things we can hear in the living part, and that's if there is just a little bit of music, we don't even hear the power hammers. So
Which power hammer is the loudest?
I have also the Kuhnreiter,
Mm-hmm.
then one basher with 65 kilograms and one with 150. But I don't feel there's a lot of difference. So we also had official, how do I say that? We have a neighbor who is not that chilled. So we had a noise report, an official noise report.
Okay.
They measured all the machines, and the power hammers were all pretty the same. So even the stronger ones are not that much louder.
Did the neighbor complain? What happened there?
Yeah, it's more. He's about 100 meters away, so very far away,
Okay.
and it's more like a personal thing. Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you knew you had a power hammer, you thought it would be loud. So that's probably how
Yes,
it went.
exactly. Yeah.
So are you still doing forging classes, and does the public come to your shop and stuff too, or have you stopped that?
Yes, so we don't have like a public forge where people can come and watch our daily business, like it was the case at the castle. But we still do the forging classes, and this is it is a main part of our business. Yeah.
Chris has tons of forging classes, Keith. He does all kinds of stuff. It's very impressive. From knives to pans to swords, whatever. I mean, he's tons of
Folding
forging
knives.
classes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about our folding class knife one day
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I work together with with 3 friends, and so each of us has their own part where he's specialized. So one does like pan forging classes, one for the swords. I do mostly the folding knife classes. So each of us has his own special thing, and there we make the courses.
Which one's most popular?
Ooh, yeah, it's hard to say because a lot of people come with their kids, and then
Yeah.
we have like a half-day class where people can come with kids. That's pretty cool. But I think the class which we're doing, it is the 2-day class where they can make their own Damascus knife. Yeah. But also the pan forging class is pretty popular. We just started this year, but a lot of people come because it's also just a half day and you go home with your own iron pan.
So I've only ever seen them made like pressed out. It's like one press and it's done. And of course, that's not how you're doing it, right? It's all hand forged.
It's a mix. A little bit of pressing, a little bit of hand forging, then a little bit more pressing, more hand forging, and so it always changes. But yeah, it's a lot of hand forging too. And even if it's just a half a day, people are exhausted after that. Yeah, and also they can make a wooden handle for their pan, a forged ring or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot on Instagram. You like doing shows and markets and things like that where you're forging and you always have something ready for the kids. I actually ran into accidentally at a show one time at a Christmas market, and my
Yeah.
daughter was there, and she got to forge a necklace pendant with you, which was cool.
Yeah, we did stuff like that on the castle, of course, because there
Yeah.
were a lot of tourists every day. And now we do this with we go around to Christmas markets or Easter market. Sometimes we are in Stübing. There is a museum, like an open air museum
hmm
with a very old forge, and sometimes we run that forge and show the people there how we make just the little things there.
Yeah, you had lots of stuff like pre-cut out to make it go a little bit quicker, keep the interest of the kids so they don't get bored.
Yes, yes.
So you also were a part of our charity project that we just did. We
Yeah.
shipped out the knives. At least I got all mine out this week, so we should be seeing some pictures from the people who got them. But this is not the first time you've done charity stuff. You do quite a bit of charity work, right? Raffle knives and
Yeah, that's true. We started maybe 8 years ago with doing charity stuff. And I think it's very important because for me, I'm living my dream. This is what I always wanted to do. And here I see a chance to give something back because, I'm very happy with what I can do with the forge, with everything, how it runs. And so I like to give back something because I think not a lot of people are in that position to, being able to say, I love what I do. The business is running well and everything. So I'm very thankful for that. And each year we do a little bit of charity. Yeah? Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what's going on.
and do you work with the same charities usually, or
No, always something different. Like sometimes, last year, the house of a neighbor burned down, so we decided to help the neighbor. And sometimes, yeah, two years ago for Ukraine, there was also one project with other blacksmiths together. That's also something I think it's pretty cool that the blacksmith community in Austria or also in Europe is it's a strong community where people help each other and doing stuff together. It's pretty cool.
yeah, I remember the charity that you did for your neighbor that's house that burnt down. I think you did one knife, right? And you raised quite a bit of money with the one knife.
Yeah, it was just one knife, not even a special one. I have to admit, just a normal chef knife. But
hmm
yeah, we could give the neighbor about 10,000 euro, which was pretty cool.
You got me worried when we did our charity. I was thinking 20 knives, we were gonna make a lot of money to make it worth it. If you get 10 grand for one of them.
But 18,000 is a very good amount, so it's
For the
pretty cool
first, yeah, I
because
think so.
it was just
Yeah.
5 days and more than 18,000 euro. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were really surprised Kinderlachen. They were expecting maybe 1,000, 2,000 euros or something. And
Yeah.
I think the first day, it was right before the weekend, we had like 5,000 euros together. And then they came back after the weekend and it was like up to 17 grand. And they're like, holy shit, what happened over the weekend? So they were
Wow,
really surprised.
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna do something like that again next year. Hopefully we can organize a little bit better, maybe advertise some more. I think it would be great to have the knives finished maybe a little bit earlier so that we have some finished pictures before the tickets go on sale. That was kind of odd this year, but
Yeah. I also think this would be a very good idea.
and I think the charity organization will probably step in a little bit more next time when they realize what kind of money we're raising for them. Help
Yeah,
advertise
hopefully.
some more, and
Yeah,
yeah.
because they also did not post a lot on Instagram, and people contacted me. Hey, I want to buy tickets, but I cannot find it on the homepage. So it was at the
Yeah,
beginning it was just available through the link and not directly at the homepage.
right, yeah. Yeah, it was hard to find it on the homepage. That's I guess just part of growing pains, learning and figuring out how to get everything
Exactly.
set up in time.
But for the first time, it's amazing how it worked. So I hope I can be part again next year.
Yeah, I would love to have you again.
Cool.
So Albert had his hand raised.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to unmute myself, but I raised my hand by accident. Sorry. Sorry for the confusion. But Chris, Kalderum Blades, that's not just you, right? There's more people involved.
Yeah, we are 4 people, and one of them, Gabriel, he's part of all that since he was 14 years old. I was his football coach, and I needed someone to help me at the castle for doing construction work. And so I asked my football kids, because yeah, they are strong, and I asked them to help me. And Gabriel was very interested in forging and everything, so I asked him to try it out and work in his holidays. And that was more than 10 years ago, and yeah, he's still here, and even if he's in the university, actually he's not really in the university anymore. I think he writes his bachelor thesis since 4 years or something.
Okay. That's long for a bachelor thesis.
Yeah. But every week he says, but soon I finish it. Soon it's gonna be finished.
What's he studying?
About what's he studying? It's called Umweltsystemwissenschaften. So
Oh, yeah. So environmental sciences or something.
yeah, environmental system science or something. Yeah, yeah. But he's doing this full time now with the forge. Meanwhile, yeah. And 2 other friends of mine, they're part of that since about 2 years. They also started just by interest, and meanwhile they're also part of this. And I'm doing it in other ways than Martin Huber, for example. Martin has his employee Chris, but I don't want to take employees, so my friends, they are self-employed, and if they do something at the forge, they just pay me a little rent, and if they do nothing, they don't have to pay anything.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more, less less responsibility for me. Yeah, because having an employee, you have a lot of responsibility. Responsibility. You always have to check that there's enough work and anything. But for us, it's better like everybody's self-employed.
Yeah, for them it's also less risky, right? Because if they don't use the forge, they don't have to pay, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah.
And if they want to use the forge, they just have to pay a little money and then they can work there.
They don't even have to pay money when they use the forge. They just pay when they sell something or make a class. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they can forge in your forge for free.
Yes, exactly.
Where's your forge exactly?
Yeah, what's the address?
Fürstenfeld.
Damn, that's too far away.
Sorry for that. No, I'm happy if they use the forge for own projects. I'm happy to support that they can also improve their skills and learn new things. So so far it works pretty well. Of course, sometimes they destroy some end mills or stuff, but yeah, that's part of the game.
But it's nice to have other people around, right? Especially if you have to transport or set up heavy machinery. It's basically impossible if you want to do it alone.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
good to have other people around.
Of course. Also, this was a very old farmer house, so we had to do a lot of construction work, and it was the 4 of us, and a lot of other friends also helped us, because without friends, a project like this is not possible.
I saw it on Instagram. It must have been a lot of work. I saw you tearing down walls.
Yeah, that was the most fun part of this project. Yeah,
Demolition.
Yeah.
demolition work. Yeah, but yeah, it was a great time. We just had about a half of a year to realize this project, so we didn't have a lot of sleep, because we had to make the construction work, and then moving the whole forge from the castle to the new house, and also this was a big project, with all the machines, the power hammers, and the big and heavy stuff.
So the machines were all yours, not the castles. So you
Yes,
bought all these machines. Okay.
exactly. The castle had, they just gave me the room and everything inside I bought by myself. But it's not also it's not just nice to have the people for the construction and machine stuff. I'm not the guy who likes to work alone all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you are.
Not that sucks,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's cool to have people around and sharing the forge. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm the guy that works alone. I'd rather do everything myself.
Yeah, but with you, no one's surprised about that. Humans are social creatures, so
Most of them.
most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So did the name Kalderum come from? What does that mean? Is that a combination of your names, or how did you come up with that?
Yeah. We thought about the name, about a new name for pretty long. This is from the volcanic caldera because the region where we are located is the Vulkanland, so the Styrian area of volcanoes, and Kalderum is related to volcanoes. Also, of course, volcano fits together with forging, with fire, and the end arum is Latin for we are, because we are a nice team now. And at Regensburg, it was always like Regensburger Burgschmied, so it was just about me. This is the blacksmith from the castle, but now we are a team, and it's not just me anymore. And so we combined the volcanic caldera with the Latin erum, we are, to Kalderum.
How was that transition? Like I said, you were at the castle for 10 years and you had your customer base and everything, and then all of a sudden your name changed. Was that difficult, or?
It went better than we thought it would run, because at the Regensburg, we were often in television and newspapers and everything, and a lot of people knew us as Regensburger Burgschmied. And still, when we are on markets like Christmas markets, people come, "Oh, you are the guys from the castle," and yeah.
Yeah.
But the transition went pretty well. So there was not something like how do I say crack down in business or anything.
Okay. Yeah.
It even went better after the change. Yeah. So how can we see that? For example, if we sell coupons for fortune classes, after the year we changed our name, we sold nearly double as much coupons for fortune classes as before as Regensburger Burgschmied. So I guess
That's a success.
yeah. And yeah, a lot of people talk to us, yeah, you're just successful because of the castle and because you're famous because of the castle, but I'm very happy that it runs after the castle. It still runs after the castle too.
I think you're famous from the muscle t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of time, especially on Christmas markets. People come and, oh, isn't it cold for you? Or yeah. It surely is something like a trademark too, yeah. Maybe you're right.
You should sell t-shirts like that. Kalderum Blades on it.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. A lot of people ask, but a lot of people ask about t-shirts, and yeah, but we have to make them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to make any money off of it, but t-shirts are a tough business.
They are? Okay. So you sell a lot of shirts?
No. When I first started, I did a few shirts here and there, but it's a big investment. I mean, if you want to, unless you do like print on demand where somebody orders and they print the shirt right away for you, then there's really no margin in it at all. But if you're gonna buy a whole bunch of shirts to have at your shop, it's a lot of money to put up front to make sure you have all the sizes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. I would buy a shirt from you, but I just wear a tank top, so sorry.
I can cut the sleeves off for you.
Okay, that's good. That's cool.
So your classes are pretty well booked out. I mean, I've been waiting for 2.5 years, I think, for a folding knife class.
Yeah, sorry for that again. But
Hello.
it was a bad time with our moving and everything. So I hope we can do it in summer or fall now.
Yeah, I have to also add that we got like 5 or 6 people that are full-time knife makers in the same class, so it's hard to get everybody together and get a date going, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and the classes are pretty well booked out. But I guess everybody who does classes is sold out for a long time because Albert, how is it with you?
Same.
Same, yeah.
But we are not as versatile as you are. We're just doing Damascus forging classes and knife making classes, so we don't offer what you offer. You have way more forging classes than we do. But can every one of your guys do every class, or do you have like special classes that are only done by one person or by the other person?
Yeah, it's getting better that everybody can do nearly everything, but still everybody has his special area. So, for example, Gabriel does the sword classes meanwhile, or I don't do the classes for the pants, for example.
Okay.
That's part of Bernie and Phil. Yeah, but the idea is that everybody has his special class, but everybody can do as much as possible. So if someone gets sick or if there is any trouble, another one can help out. That's the idea.
This must be a pretty good team then, if everyone can do almost everything. That's pretty impressive.
Almost everything, yeah. But everybody does this not as a job, but as a passion. I guess it's most of the knifesmith doing this as a passion and not just as a job. But when you do this as a passion, you don't have to earn money every day. So sometimes when one holds a class, the other people are just with him and helping a little bit out and maybe also learning a bit how he's doing things. And that's cool, yeah, because after a time, everybody gets better in every class, in every part of the forge. Yeah, but of course, being a team also can cause to troubles. As you can imagine, when we had the 6 months of construction site in our forge, we did not earn money because we just had to do the construction work. We had not a lot of sleep. Everybody had to give everything, and of course, this can lead to troubles. And so we are very glad that we made the time, and we stayed a team and we stayed friends because it was not easy, of course.
I can imagine, yeah.
And you were also at the same time moving into the farmhouse to live, or were you already living there?
I was already living there, so
Okay.
we're living there since about 3 years. So yeah.
So where can if people want to take one of your classes or get on the list, where can they find you now? What's the new website?
The website is kalderum.com, written with K, and we have a newsletter because, as we are pretty well booked out, we have a newsletter where you can sign in, and if there are new places available, you get an email, and then you can check your date.
So if somebody has to cancel something, the people who are signed up would be able to get the opportunity to jump in a little bit earlier rather than waiting a long time for a class.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And that's also good for the people who maybe get sick or something, that there is a newsletter, and the chance that another one takes the place is pretty big.
And what's your favorite class, Chris?
It is the folding knife class, yeah. Because
so the one we've been waiting for.
Yes, exactly. So I'm also looking forward to it pretty much, really, because a fixed knife, it's easy. We can teach anybody to make a fixed knife in one day, and we don't even have to touch it. It's very easy. But with all the glue and stuff, it's not my, I hate the glue and
Yeah.
And with the folding knife, it's just mechanic and little screws, and you can build it together and take it apart again. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Looking forward to see you in the folding knife class, actually. Yeah.
But you do all your folding knives on conventional machines, right? So no CNC, nothing, right? It's just I guess the mill, or how does it work?
Yeah, for some forms I do more often. I let the feather by a EDM machine, not my own, but by a company which is befriended with me. But we will do it in a class just with conventional machines, so conventional mill with a carbide, with a very small carbide wheel. It's just half of a millimeter carbide wheel, and with that we're gonna cut the feather inside.
The spring you mean, right?
The spring, yeah, the spring, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always very exciting because yeah, carbide and very thin and yeah, titanium, yeah. Also the little threads in the titanium is also always exciting.
So what kind of folding knife is this? Like a liner lock or a back lock, or what kind of folding knives are made in the classes?
Usually we do liner locks
Hmm.
or frame locks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to make, and on the other side, it's requested by the most of the people.
So you have to put in the little ball bearing and figure out the track for the bearing and the locking position, the open position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you have to be very careful. You have to work very exactly. You are not allowed to make a lot of mistakes because one mistake can cause the knife to not work anymore.
Did that ever happen, or did everyone go home with a working folding knife?
Mistakes happen a lot of time, and then the exciting part is to to repair the mistake. But yeah, we did a lot of the classes, and we know the important steps where we have to watch more carefully than some other steps. But yeah, of course, mistakes happen, especially in the folding knife class. When the spring is a little bit too short, you have to forge it a little bit longer again, so you can do something if mistakes happen.
And
Yeah.
are you all self-taught for the folding knives, or did you take a class somewhere to get started?
Maybe you know Oliver Tobin from Tobin Machines.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess he would also be a very interesting man for the podcast one day. And pooh, that was maybe 15 years ago. And in the Messe Forum, so in the German Forum for Knives, I started to write to Olli because that time he built a lot of folding knives, but he did not forge, and I forged. So I wrote to Olli, hey, maybe we can meet and exchange our knowledge. I show you some of the forging stuff, and you show me some of the folding knife stuff, and that was the beginning. Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that. I've met him a few times at Hangles, at Tobias Hangles.
Hmm.
Got a couple of his machines. Albert has one of the rolling press, I think, from him, right?
The
Cool.
rolling mill, yeah.
The rolling mill, yeah. He's does some very nice, clean machine work. Very good machinist.
Yeah, I have about 9 belt grinders from him, and also the rolling mill, and I get my hydraulic press. And he's doing very good work. So he was also a knife maker. Meanwhile, he doesn't make a lot of knives anymore, but he builds the machines from the practical side, and he does a lot of thinking and designing till he gets the perfect machine for the job. And I'm very convinced that he sells the best machines for knife makers and blacksmiths. Yeah.
Yeah, and he always keeps improving these machines, right?
Yeah, they're always changing.
There's always an update or an upgrade. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, and more additional parts, and yeah, it's also it's not his job, it's his passion. He has another job too, but the machines are his passion, and if you use the machines, you get that, wow, this is the right thing.
Yeah, the universal grinding jig. I think I got one of the first versions of it, and now the one that's out now has like really fine adjustments, and he's got different plates that you can put on for like full flat grinds and all different kinds of grinds. And he changed the bearings that contact the wheel to, I think it's Teflon wheels or something, so you don't get scratches while you're dragging the blade across the jig.
Yeah, exactly. We use these jigs for the classes because with the jig you can make a lot of mistakes by grinding the blade, and that's for the classes it's perfect. So you show it to the participants just once, and then they cannot make a lot of mistakes because the jig, yeah, it's it prevents you from grinding the back thinner, or yeah.
Yeah, that's always a challenge with classes, getting people that are not familiar with the belt grinder to be comfortable and make some kind of a uniform grind. I think Albert, you guys do most of the grinding for your students, or
Yeah, we have two jigs, the one from TR Maker and the one from the Kleiner Messerladen, and they both suck. So we need new bevel jigs. So we always have to fix their grinds. I mean, for obvious reasons, because when you first try to grind a knife, it's basically impossible to do a perfect grind when you do it for the first time. So we have to fix their grinds usually. Yeah.
and you need this jig for sure.
Now, we don't need the jig, but for our students,
Right.
it'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, you should try Oliver's. I think they work
Yeah, that's
pretty
what
well.
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said we need the jig. We need the Oliver's jig.
Yeah.
Because we tried the others and they suck. So.
I'll bring it next time I come visit you. I'll bring it. You can try it out.
Nice, cool.
And Albert, I need one of your how is Schraubstock called? Weiss, yeah.
Knife vices. You don't
Yeah, I
have
need-
one yet.
I don't have no, but this
Really?
is something on my list since so long. So
You're
yeah.
the one knife maker who
So-
doesn't own one yet.
I think I
Yeah.
still have 7 of them online.
I'm the one, yeah. So- oh, cool. So after the podcast, I'm gonna order.
I still have one left, so of course I didn't give all the vices to Keith.
So I order from
kept
Keith
some.
or from Albert.
We'll figure that out in the after show. Since there's so many people in your shop, what's the size of your shop? It must be huge. If they can all work there.
We have different rooms now, and it's not that huge. So because it's just the old farmer's house, and we are not allowed to build something to the shop. So we could just
Okay.
use what already was here. So just the forging room has about 60 square meters. Then we have a grinding room with about 40 to 50 square meters with just grinding machines, just the belt grinders. Then we have the room with the machines like the mills and a workbench and drill presses, everything. This has again about 70 square meters. And we have a room for kitchen and eating with all the participants. Yeah, this is pretty cool because when we were at the castle, we just had the table for the eating directly close to the belt grinders, and you can imagine that's not very
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not very cool. Yeah.
Everything's crunchy when you're eating.
Yeah. But always enough of iron in the blood.
And ceramic from the belts.
Yeah. Yeah. How big is your workshop, Albert?
You mean the one we have to close now?
Y-
It's around 100 square meters, but we have to move out, so
When do you have to move out?
we don't know yet.
Okay.
But worst case, 1st of July.
Oh, fuck, that's very soon.
I know.
So you already have booked classes in that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're booked till the end of the year. So
Okay. Oh, shit.
that's why there is a lot of pressure. I mean, we hope that we can stay longer, at least for a month or so. But yeah, we'll see. If not, then we have to cancel classes.
If it helped you, you could use my forge for the classes.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Because yeah, enough space, I guess. For how many people do you offer the classes?
Usually it's 5 to 6, maybe 7 sometimes.
Yeah, if it helped you,
Thanks for the offer. I appreciate that. Yeah.
cool. So you already have something new in your eyes?
Yeah, we looked at a lot of workshops, but we didn't get any. So because usually it's the neighbors that say no, they complain, or the landlord or what have you. So it's not easy to find a shop where you can cut up the floor and dig a foundation for a 150 kilogram Bichet power hammer. So
Yeah.
I understand every landlord who says no. So that's why it's so hard to find a shop. And buying is not an option around here because that's €500,000 or more for a shop that's big enough. So that's not an option for us. So it's just so expensive around here. So yeah, that's why we have to find some place we can rent. So, yeah.
And in which area are you looking for that?
Salzburg, countryside, and the neighboring Upper Austria.
Okay.
And that's already a half an hour drive for us. So if we go to Upper Austria, it's like half an hour by car every day. Now it's a 5 minutes drive for me. So I'm spoiled.
Yeah, I also enjoy. I just have to go out from one room and go into another room, and I'm in the forge or I'm at home.
That must be so awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's very cool.
If you have to take a shit, you just go back to your house.
Oh, meanwhile we have we even have a very good toilet in the forging part. So the toilet in the forging part is even more beautiful than the toilet at the home part because
even better. Then you can go to the shop and take a shit if you're at home.
True. Because fixing an old farmer's house is a hell of a job, and when we had
tough.
when we had to move the forge, we stopped all the work in the home house. So here is a lot of stuff unfinished, but the forge is ready.
How old is the house? When was it built? The farmer's house.
Nobody knows it, but of course more than 100 years old. But nobody can say the exact time. Yeah, and sometimes maybe it's the same with you, but I sometimes have ideas for knives in the middle of the night for a new thing with like a folding knife with hidden screws where I don't see screws. And in the middle of the night I have an idea, and now I can just go to the workshop and try it out. And back then you don't drive 20 minutes or half an hour in the middle of the night to the workshop usually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's very cool to work at home. Yeah.
How did you get started with knife making, Chris? Because you also studied at university, as far as I know, right?
Yeah, that's true. I studied for being a teacher for nutrition, but I made knives long before, so I started doing this when I was a kid. Back then it was a hobby with my brother. We were about 10, 11, 12 years old, and we just put a fire in put a steel in the campfire, and we hammered we hammered on it, and then we started to make this a hobby. And my brother stopped because computers were more interesting for him, but I kept doing this, and I could never imagine doing this for a living. It was always my dream, but I could not imagine that it was possible. So I finished school, studied, and during the study there was the chance with the Regensburg that I could build my forge on the castle, and I said, I just try it, maybe it works. And
how did this happen, the Regensburger thing? How did this start?
The Regensburg, the castle is on a rock, on a big rock, a volcanic rock. So it was a volcano back then, and meanwhile it's a rock, and on the top of the rock there's the castle. And I helped building a via ferrata, so you can climb on the rock up to the castle. I helped building this via ferrata, and during the building, then the people there saw my knives, and they asked me, "Hey, where did you buy the knife?" And I said, "I did not buy the knife. I made the knife." And they said, "Okay, we have to talk to the owner of the castle because this is so cool. Maybe we can do something." And the owner of the castle, he also liked my knives and my work, and he said, "Okay, if you want, you can build your forge here. I give you a place, and you can build the forge." And I said, "Okay, let's try it," because he also said, I heard that the rent is like 10% of the things I sell. So there was not a lot of risk, and I said, "Okay, just let's try it." And the first weeks and months, they were hard because I was 23 years old, and you don't know what can you sell, what can you. Not a lot of tourists on a castle sell a knife or buy a knife for 300 euro or even more. And so the first weeks were tough, but after 2 or 3 months, it started working.
Nice. So it was a coincidence that you were building the thing there, and people saw your knives.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And for how long have you been doing this on the Regensburg?
Pretty exactly 10 years. so from 2013 to 2023. The 10 years, I really enjoyed them, but meanwhile, I'm so happy that
Of course.
I can work at home, and especially because of, you know, the room we had at the castle, it was very dark, just very small windows, and in the winter, impossible to heat. So wet grinding in winter, it was not funny at all. And the air humidity we had there was about 99% all the time. So yeah, for the steel always rusty, the machines you had to oil all the time.
And now you own your own shop. I mean, that's even better, right? So if you owned your own shop.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, we had to put in a lot of money because it's building is expensive nowadays, but all the work we made by ourselves as good as possible, all the construction work, and yeah, it was not cheap, and maybe it would have been cheaper to pay rent at the castle for many years, but having something own is is something different. Not being depending on someone else. Yeah. But yeah, I guess you know the situation pretty well, Albert. So yeah.
Yeah, we don't own anything, unfortunately. I mean, building wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the machines are yours. Yeah. And so-
Yeah, the machines are ours, luckily. Yeah. So you had to get your 100 kilo bechet, 150 kilo bechet down from the Regensburg to your new shop.
I even changed it to a 150 kilogram bechet.
You sold the 100
So,
kilo bechet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sold it to Germany and bought a 150 for the same price. But yeah, the Regensburg was. Yeah. Have you ever been there?
No.
No, it's a very steep rock way, so there's nothing like a street going to the workshop at the Regensburg. So just a very steep rocks, and not possible to go with like
With a truck.
stacker or truck. Yeah,
Yeah.
not possible to go. So we had to organize special machines for doing all the moving. It was a challenge, a big challenge. Yeah.
But that was the buyer's thing then to organize, or did you help him?
No, I organized everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be tough to get a power hammer off volcanic
Yeah.
mountain.
And at our New Year workshop, it was so cool because everything flat and full of concrete at the street.
Yeah, and huge
So-
doors, I guess, where you
Yeah.
can drive in the
Yeah,
power hammer.
yeah, just driving in the workshop with the stacker and put the machines where they belong. It was cool. After all that we know before,
You also have a large press, right?
I have it's a 100-ton screw press.
Nice.
Czech, it's from Czech Republic, but it doesn't run perfectly yet. So I have to wait till we have good air pressure system in our
Okay.
forge.
Mhm.
Yeah. And also use a 40-ton hydraulic press, which moves pretty fast,
Mhm.
especially for making the axes and hatchets and everything. The hydraulic press is very important for us.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the rolling mill for making Damascus.
Yeah, I mean the screw press, like it says in its name, I imagine it's a big screw. But what's like the main differences between them, or advantage or disadvantage between a screw and a hydraulic press?
The hydraulic press is more controlled, so you can stop at any point and go back.
Mhm.
And the screw press is more powerful, but it's always like a punch. Like one punch, it goes up again, but it's not that precise to handle like a hydraulic press.
So like a fly press.
Yeah, it's like a fly press. Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the German term is Reibspindelpresse, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Reibspindelpresse. Yeah. Yeah.
But we also own one, and with ours you can adjust where it stops. But of course, it's not as precise as a hydraulic press. Yeah.
Do you use it a lot?
Yeah, with every Damascus billet, we use it
Cool.
we use it for forge welding, because forge welding works best with a lot of pressure, and a power hammer does not generate a lot of pressure. compared to a press. So that's why we use it for forge welding. For the first heat or the first 2 heats, we use the press, and then we start using the power hammers. And we did not have a single delamination since we own the press. So
Nice.
so it seems to
There's a
work.
huge difference. Yeah, I also used a hydraulic press for forge welding, and it's as you say, it's a huge difference to the power hammer. Yeah,
But what's the pressure of your hydraulic press?
it's 40 tons. It's not that much pressure, but it moves pretty fast for hydraulic press. So more than 30 millimeters per second, I guess 36 millimeters per second.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
For forging, the speed of the press is also important, because if there's a lot of pressure but it moves very slowly, the steel is getting cold, and
All
the pressure doesn't help you a lot.
Who built that hydraulic press? Also Oliver?
It was Oliver together with us, so we built it together. But he will build a new one, a better one. The one we have now is the materials are just from the scrapyard, and everything just like moved together anyway. The next one will be very good constructed, and looking forward to that.
Is it similar to the one Tobias Hangler has? Because Tobias Hangler also has one, right?
Yes, it will be similar.
He also does hydraulic presses now, Oliver. Good to know.
Good to know, and not officially. I'm not sure if he will do it for like the belt grinders or the rolling mills. Maybe one day, yeah. But so far they're just like special machines.
But if we ask him nicely, who knows?
And have enough of money left, yeah, then for sure.
Yeah, that might be an issue soon.
Yeah.
You gotta find a shop first.
Yeah. Then we'll just buy your old one, Chris.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, but one-off productions, like one of a kind, are always more expensive
Okay.
than the machines here. Yeah. But yeah, you can have my old one pretty cheap, because I won't use it anymore. Yeah.
So is your shop all complete now, up 100% running, or you still got things you're working on, Chris, to get it ready or get it finished?
I think a shop is never 100% ready. There's always something you wanna improve or make better. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, by the way.
And every time you get a new tool or a new piece of equipment, you got to move everything around again.
But do you think something's missing?
Maybe a pantograph.
Okay.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like a mill where you can...
A copy mill.
Yeah.
A
copy
mill,
things.
yeah.
Maybe copy mill. Yeah, genau. Yeah, copy mill. Basically, we have everything we want.
And you want it to do inlay work? Or?
Yeah, for example, for folding knives, inlay work, it must be nice. Because I'm not the CNC guy. I don't want to have a CNC. It's not my style of working, even if I appreciate the people who can work with it and doing very cool stuff. So I don't think CNC is something bad. Like some people say, yeah, this is just made by hand and no CNC, but I don't think CNC is something bad at all. You have to be very skilled to do things with CNC. It's just not my style,
When I first started building my shop, I found one pretty cheap and put it in my workshop, but I didn't really know what I was doing with it. And
wow.
I kind of ran out of room in my shop, and that thing took up a lot of space. And unfortunately I sold it because I'd like to have it back now. But
and you didn't even sell it to me.
I didn't know you were looking for one.
Yeah. How is it with you guys? Do you miss anything in your workshops?
Always.
A bigger workshop. My workshop's like 12 square meters, maybe 10, 12.
For example?
But I'm working on it. I got plans to double the size.
I mean, for us, it's pretty obvious. We're missing a workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a bigger workshop. We need a new workshop. Yeah.
But if you could buy one machine, what would it be?
A 75 kilogram Bechet power hammer.
75, okay. Why 75? Because it's the only Bechet you don't have, or?
Yeah, it's the only Bechet that's missing between
Nice.
between 30 and 150 kilogram. So,
Okay.
and if we don't find a workshop, we just open a museum.
Cool. I will be your guest.
Good.
So, Chris, do you have plans for any more shows this year?
So I hope to can join Ipsitz again. I'm not sure because one of us, Phil, suffered from cancer, and so we have to see if when he's fit again and how much of his work we have to do meanwhile. But yeah, and one day I want to go to Blade Show,
In the US?
maybe Texas next year. How about you? Any plans?
Yeah, my next show will also be Ipsitz. I think Albert's gonna come, maybe
Yeah.
only as a guest. I don't know yet. The last few years we did a table together, me and Albert.
Yeah, we'll do that
Cool.
again. Why not? And do you know who else is coming to Ipsitz?
Trolsky.
Drolski, yeah. He said
Okay.
so.
Yeah, he was a guest on the show. I don't know, a couple months back, and he said that he'd been to Ipsitz a few years before, and he really liked it. And meeting all the people, would like to come back again. So that will be cool.
Oh, nice.
So you might actually have some competition, Chris, because you usually win the knife show.
Yeah, I'm glad that I won this one for the fixed knife and one for the folding knife. There's one category left for the forged knife. So yeah, we have to forge something cool.
I was there twice, and both times you won an award.
Yeah.
So,
I also was there twice.
so you win every time I'm there, and you win every time you're there. So,
So when I'm there, you also have to be there again, I guess.
no, I think it depends on you, not on me being there. But
We can find out. So if we win next time and you are proud, then it depends on you, okay?
okay, yeah, then it's my fault.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Is that a show?
But I have one more point I wanted to make. Chris, my dentist wants to say hi. I have a new dentist now. Do you know who I mean? Who I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Aichi?
Yeah, Christoph. Yeah.
How cool. Pretty cool.
He found out that I'm a bladesmith, and he talked while he was doing his thing. He said, I found out that you're a bladesmith. I also know a bladesmith. I don't know if you know him, but he's in Styria. And I asked, who is it? And he said, Christoph Feichel. I said, of course I know him. So
How cool. How cool. Yeah.
that's how
I played
small
football
Austria is.
together
Yeah.
with him. Yeah, Austria is very small.
Yeah.
So please say all the best regards to your dentist.
I will, and I'll mention the podcast to him.
Yeah, of course.
The dentist that's exclusive for knife makers, or this
Yeah,
guy?
it's a bladesmith's dentist. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
He wears an apron and everything. No, but I think he studied in Graz, right? Christoph. He studied.
I'm not even sure if he studied in Graz, but he is from my area. He's from Fürstenfeld, and we
Yeah.
played football together for a long time. And yeah, we know each other since a very long time.
I thought you met at university. That's what I
No,
thought.
no. We
okay.
played football together. Yeah.
No, he told
American
me that you
football,
played
not-
football. Yeah. He told me that you were playing football together, but I thought at university. But it was before that, even.
Yeah, before that, way before that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Austria is small.
Yeah, I already told him if he fucks up, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Okay. So let's hope that he doesn't fuck up your tent.
Yeah, we also forgot to mention
Our patrons and our
no,
and our
sponsor.
sponsors.
The sponsor,
Yeah.
Pelican Paste. We got Travis Haynes sponsoring the podcast. He's making pelican paste, shop hands, and pelican oil, which I'll get a hold of in July pretty soon. I'm excited to try that out. We gave away a bunch of it at the show for people. I had little small tins of shop hands and the pelican paste for everybody to try out. And I think right now in Europe, you can get that at DIY Europe from our host who's not here tonight. And I'm not sure where else in Europe. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's the best shop for that.
Yeah.
So if it's not the only one, it's the best shop. So.
All right, guys. Chris, it was awesome talking to you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you very much again.
Everybody should go check out your page.
It was very nice to talk to you.
Kalderum Blades. What's the website again? Kalderum.
.com. Yeah. I guess it works both. Com and
ways.
AT.
Cool. Everybody should check them out. Buy some knives. Schedule a class. Ask them for some T-shirts.
Yeah, cool.
It's gonna make them for us.
Yeah.
Or tank tops.
Tank tops, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon.
At Ipsits at the latest.
Yeah.
Or at the folding knife class.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So if you can make the class before Ipsits, maybe you can win the folding knife award in Ipsits.
Yeah. Don't think so, but yeah.
I guess we can make a pretty cool folding knife. So
I think so. Yeah.
I'm sure one of us will. All right. We will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
bye.